It's another strike call. The Rams have Stephen Hires at first, Ryan Moon at second, Matt Easterdays at short, Doyle Baker at third. Around the outfield, Jarvis Johnson, Luke Allen, and Kerry Gilstrap with the start in right field after just being called up. Chris Middlebrooks behind the plate, and Richie Cleary, the big senior hurler, on the mound as Keppinger takes a ball. 1-2 the count now. Here's the pitch, and see you later. What a beauty of a curveball from Richie Cleary, and Jeff Keppinger makes a right turn and heads back to the dugout.
Chris Middlebrooks and Richie Cleary, Bill, do a lot of talking before the game, especially on Cleary's pitches, and I have a feeling they decided they were going to start Jeff Keppinger with curveballs. That's exactly how they were going to pitch Billy Keppinger, nothing but off-speed pitches, and they got him with it.
And Ben Carter, the second baseman, steps up to the dish for the Panthers. Here's the first pitch, fastball, strike called outside corner, and Richie hitting the corners.
And he's got his good fastball, apparently, and his good off-speed pitch, so could be a long night for Parkview.
Here's the 0-1 down in the dirt a little bit. That evens the count at 1-1. It's really nice seeing Richie coming out, throwing the off-speed and the breaking ball early, not getting happy with the fastball. 1-1 pitch, just a little bit outside. 2-1 the count now to Ben Carter.
It probably helped Cleary that you had a hitter up there that you wanted to throw curveballs with in the first, because Cleary has gotten happy and rocked a few times in the first.
There's a breaking ball, and just did stay outside. I thought he was going to catch the corner there. But Richie's behind now, 3-1 to Ben Carter, the second baseman. Working very quickly. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Tried to check his swing on a pitch probably 6 inches outside, but he was fooled by it and unable to stop it.
When you check a hitter on his check swings, you can tell what he's expecting, and you can tell he's looking for the curveball.
Full count. Here's the pitch. Swinging a little nubber. Matt Easterday can't get it as it goes just past him into left field for the first hit of the ball game. And a break for Parkview. That ball just nubbed, not hit very well at all, but found the hole.
Pitch was in on the hands, and the advantage of using the aluminum bats, Bill, you can punch one over the shortstop's head to the opposite field with an aluminum bat. I have a feeling a wood bat would have shattered there, but nonetheless, Carter's at first base for Parkview.
Richie made a great pitch there, but unfortunately a little bit of bad luck. And Billy Keppinger steps up to the plate. Kind of an interesting story about him, Kevin, we'll tell about in a minute. Snap throw to first, and he's back in time. Billy Keppinger, normally a pitcher and a center fielder for Parkview, can only DH right now. Here's Cleary's pitch. Strike. Curveball, beauty. Drove down and in on Keppinger, and he was unable to pull the trigger.
Just like his older brother Jeff, the Rams going to keep a steady diet of curveballs here.
Another quick throw to first. Carter diving back in this time. Stephen Hires with the tag. Kerry Gilstrap just called up from the junior varsity, getting the start in right field. Here's the next pitch, and a little bit inside. 1-1 the count.
Welcome to varsity baseball, Kerry Gilstrap, as he's in the sub-region championship game for his first varsity affair.
He has had a tremendous season down there at junior varsity, and it seemed just a matter of time before they brought him up. And he will be playing defensively with Richie pitching, but will not get a chance to bat today as Lane Floyd will be DHing for him. Another throw, and that one gets away down the first baseline. Stephen Hires over quickly to get it, and Ben Carter in safely at second base on the error. And throw a little bit down and into the dirt. Tough play to make for Stephen, unable to come up with the low throw, so you have to charge an error to Richie on the play.
For Cleary, that is error number 2 for him this year. So he's been able to stay away from the mistakes this year, a big part of it. Now, Middlebrooks is going to go out and talk to Cleary, telling him that you've got a dangerous hitter at the plate, and the last thing you want to do with someone like Billy Keppinger at the plate is to spend too much time concentrating on a base runner. Even though he may be stealing a base, key is to try to take the bat out of Billy Keppinger's hands, because he can do more damage than that man can on the base pass.
You're absolutely right. 1-1 the count with 1 out the pitch, and it's high and outside, 2-1.
Speaking of Keppinger and his arm, there's an injury to his arm which is keeping him from pitching right now, and aggravated the injury lifting weights, so he is through for the year pitching-wise. He can only DH.
Breaking ball, and stayed just a little bit high, and Richie falls behind now, 3-1 to Keppinger.
Nice job from Middlebrooks trying to frame that, but couldn't bring it down far enough.
Cleary checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at a curveball down and in, and that was a beauty, Kevin.
That sure was. Cleary started that curveball about belt high and broke it down and in. In his outing against Brookwood last Monday, he had one of his sharper curveballs, and he's carried it in here. He didn't have his greatest one Saturday, but the Brookwood game and here, the two that have mattered, he has it.
Full count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Billy Keppinger joins his brother Jeff, making a right turn and heading for the bench.
For Cleary, strikeout number 48, Bill, in 42 innings. He is more than twice as many strikeouts as anyone else on this team. And without looking at the stat sheet, see if you can tell me who's second.
Jason Lunsford.
Good call. Would not have expected it, but Lunsford is second on this team in strikeouts. Luke Allen is third. Of course, now when we figure in the Rockdale and Troup County games, it might be a little different.
Of course, Jason has pitched a lot of innings and done just a tremendous job. He has really been the guy that did the step up this year for the Rams. And here's the first pitch, and it's a strike call to Matt Vickery, the big first baseman from Parkview. Once again, Richie working that outside corner. Chris Middlebrooks gives the sign. Big Richie checks the runner. Here's a pitch, just a little bit inside. Vickery almost leaning into that, but not a bad pitch at all on an 0-1 count.
The only bad thing about it is throwing it inside with your shortstop out of position could have hurt him, but it was off the plate well enough where it didn't.
1-1. Here's the pitch. Swing and a chopper. Doyle Baker up. Long throw to first, and in time. And the Rams get through the first inning, and they're pumped up as they come home. No runs, one hit, one Ram error, and one runner left on base. We head now to the bottom of the first inning. Your score is no score as the Rams come to bat. You're listening to exciting Newton Ram baseball right here on your local leader, WGFS, AM 1430.
It's spring fever at Mayfield Ace Hardware. Just check out these great prices for all your spring cleaning and gardening. Corona 21-inch head shears or Corona 24-inch bypass lopper, your choice, just $19.96. An Ace spring rake, $7.96. A Garden Weasel cultivator garden claw, $34.96. An Ace folding pruning saw, just $5.97. Or an Ace bypass lopper, just $19.97. It's spring fever at Mayfield Ace Hardware, your headquarters for spring cleaning and gardening. Mayfield Ace Hardware on the square in Covington.
If you're age 60 or better, Newton Federal has created benefits especially for you. Our Now Interest checking account pays current market interest on your entire checking balance, not just part of it, if you maintain a $100 balance. And we offer it to our 60-plus customers with no minimum balance requirements and no monthly maintenance fees. Talk with us today at Newton Federal Savings and Loan, FDIC insured. After all, you deserve the best.
And welcome back to Riverside Park at Newton High School. Bottom half of the first. Now the chance for the Rams with their extra added momentum to pounce on the Parkview Panthers and take a step toward winning the sub-region championship for the second time in 3 years. Here to bring you the play-by-play is Bill Dolan.
Thank you very much, Kevin Holden, and why don't you quickly give the fans the Rams lineup for us?
All right, Bill, Matt Easterday starts out at shortstop. Ryan Moon is at second base, batting second. Then Luke Allen in center field. Chris Middlebrooks, the catcher. Richie Cleary, the pitcher. Stephen Hires at first base. Lane Floyd, the DH. Then Doyle Baker at third and Jarvis Johnson in left.
Easterday leads it off. Here's the pitch. Swing and skied to short center field. Center fielder Brian Gilbreth underneath it. The right fielder calls him off, Caleb Smith. And kind of an unusual for the right fielder to call him off, but he squeezed it, and they're talking out there a little bit.
Yeah, it's usually the center fielder's call, and the center fielder will take a lot of balls that are in the gaps to right center and left center, but that ball stayed up high enough, I think, and perhaps eluded Gilbreth, and maybe that's why Caleb Smith made that catch.
Ryan Moon, the second baseman, steps up to the plate. Moon has flat out been on fire. He's up to 373. Here's the pitch, swinging a little nubber, and that's foul. The Parkview Panthers look like this defensively. Matt Vickery at first, Ben Carter at second, Jeff Keppinger at shortstop, Ryan Ledden, the third baseman, Dwayne Jones in left, Brian Gilbreth in center, Caleb Smith is your right fielder, Todd Carlson behind the plate, and Ben Sheeter, the lefty, on the mound. Here's the 0-1 to Moon, and it's a strike call, the fastball catching the outside corner.
Ben Sheeter's a left-hander, Bill, and he has got very good mechanics, has a strong drive toward home plate, drives real well with that front leg.
Curveball, and Moon caught looking, unable to pull the trigger, and he'll make a left turn and head back to the Ram bench.
Only his 6th strikeout this year, and he hasn't struck out very much in the sub-region at all. In fact, he struck out twice in the sub-region. Both times it's been against the Panthers.
Ben Sheeter looks a little sharper than that day at Parkview several weeks ago. Luke Allen steps up to the plate. Luke hitting .340 on the season, leads the team in RBIs with 20, and also on-base percentage, a .615 on-base percentage. Here's the 1-0, down low, 2-0 the count now. Luke has done a tremendous job this year against lefties compared to the problems he had last year. In fact, he hit a big 3-run homer off Ben Sheeter at Parkview. Here's the 2-0, swing and a miss on the outside corner. And that brings the count now to 2 balls and 1 strike.
Allen is one of 2 Newton Rams who is signed with Southern Union College to play a little college baseball. Great place to go. Richie Cleary's the other one.
Here's the 2-1 to Luke. Outside. Oh, strike called as Todd Carlson framed it, bringing it back in about 6 inches and got the call. 2-2 the count now. Working quickly. Here's the pitch from Sheeter. And Allen swings and misses it, 1 down in the dirt. And the throw down to first almost hits Allen in the back, but gets through to the first baseman, Matt Vickery. Rams go quietly and harmlessly in the first. We head now to the top of the second with no score. And you're listening to Newton Ram Baseball right here on WGFS AM 1430.
The cellular phone business has become extremely competitive, and it's not unusual to see ads offering free cell phones. What gets the consumer's attention these days is an affordable rate plan. Well, if that's what you're waiting for, then listen up. Right now at East Metro Communications, you can get a free cell phone, no connect fee, and cellular service for $14 per month. And that includes 20 minutes of off-peak airtime. That's right, I said $14 and 20 minutes free off-peak airtime. This offer expires April 30th. So go by East Metro Communications, this area's oldest authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular. They're located a quarter-mile east of Newton General on Highway 278, or give them a call at 786-6796.
Certain restrictions apply, cannot be combined with any other offer.
The Bank of Covington offers full-service banking and convenient locations. And you can find what you want in a checking account, savings plan, simple interest loan, and 24-hour automatic banking that gives you access to over 8,000 ATMs throughout the Southeast and the USA. Just what you would expect from a leading financial institution. The Bank of Covington, member FDIC, an equal opportunity lender.
Riverside Park, Newton High School, the sub-region championship of sorts. It's the Newton Rams and Parkview Panthers. Bill Dolan gives you play-by-play.
Thank you, Kevin Holden. And Caleb Smith leads it off, and Richie Cleary with a fast strike on the outside corner. Caleb Smith, the right fielder for the Panthers. Richie working very quickly, brings the 0-1, a breaking ball, drilled, but fouled down the third base line.
We're talking about Cleary having a sharp curveball and a good fastball today. But Cleary's the type of pitcher who knows to win without his best stuff. It's evidenced in his 5-0 record this year. His ERA sits at 2.43. That's 4th right now on the Rams staff.
Richie is a horse, though. He knows, like you said, he knows how to win. He goes out there and finds ways to get the job done. Here's the 0-2. Swing, fouled back by Caleb Smith. Fastball was unable to get around on it and fouled it back to the backstop, so he stays in the hole 0-2.
Cleary is one of 7 seniors on this Ram team that were honored before the game. It is senior day, given that this is the last regular season home game at Riverside Park. In fact, the Rams need to make it to the state tournament or else they won't be back here again.
Here's the pitch. See you later. Fastball outside corner at the knees. A frozen rope to Caleb Smith, and Richie Cleary with his 3rd strikeout of the game.
Cleary and Ben Sheeter are both pitching terrific games so far, and it's because they're throwing the curveball and the fastball effectively. We talked about it during the break. When you have trouble throwing your curveball, hitters can sit on your fastball, but they're not going to be doing that today against either Cleary or Sheeter.
Ryan Ledden takes a curveball that drops just a little bit low. That one broke and caught the corner of the plate, but dropped just a little low. 1-0 the count. Here's the 1-0 from Cleary. Just a little bit outside. 2-0. Richie's really working fast today, Kevin. He's a lot quicker than I'm used to seeing him work. 2-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball and a beauty for a called strike. 2-1 the count. This umpire a little hesitant in his call, so you have to be careful. He comes up with a late strike. 2-1. Ball 3 inside. Kind of a straight change there almost appeared to be.
Throwing it on the inside corner, too, is not a bad idea. Now you can go away with a fastball and blow him away.
Here's the pitch. Outside, just off the corner of the plate, and Richie walks his first hitter of the game.
Well, he went with the fastball outside, Bill. Only trouble was 6 inches too far outside.
Just a little bit too far outside. Chris unable to frame it and bring it back. That'll bring Todd Carlson, the catcher for the Panthers, to the plate. 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Speaking of the second inning, in the bottom of the second inning, we will have the Hard Luck Cafe Wing Ding inning as we try to give away some hot wings. Haven't been able to do so all year. Here's the pitch. Just a little bit high to Carlson.
Cleary pitched a complete game, Bill, last Saturday against the Gales of Mount St. Joseph High School from Baltimore, Maryland. Didn't have his best stuff, but came out with the win.
There's a strike called on the outside corner of fastball as he works inside and outside, and he's back even in the count now at 1-1. Ryan Ledden with his lead at first. Throw over there and back in time. You like to see Richie pay a little attention to him so they just can't jump, but you hate to see him get overly concerned with some of these hitters you know in this Parkview lineup that can hurt you. 1-1. Here's the pitch. Down in the dirt. Good stop by Chris Middlebrooks, keeping the ball right in front of him.
One thing that happens with that base running game is if you get too concerned about it, you tend to pump in too many fastballs. A hitter who's behind someone who's on first base can expect fastball after fastball, and they can almost pick a zone. It's almost as if you start behind 2 pitches in the count. But if he pays less attention, lets him have the stolen base, and concentrates on the hitter, I think he'll be better.
Runners going. Pitch is high. Throw. He is out on a perfect throw from Chris Middlebrooks. He took the high pitch and drilled it down to Ryan Moon covering, and he was out by 3 feet.
Good pitch to have a good throw to second base on. Not a great pitch to steal on. A fastball high. It's not like a pitch out, but the catcher can come out of his stance and already be a notch closer to throwing him out, and Middlebrooks made a great throw.
Just a perfect throw. Pitch was a ball, so 3-1 now the count. Here's the 3-1, and that's a little bit outside, so another runner down to first. Fortunately, the out-stealing helped the Rams here. That'll bring up Brian Gilbreth, the center fielder.
Brings up the center fielder, Brian Gilbreth.
He swings from the left side of the plate. Richie Cleary with his second walk of the inning and the game, but a caught stealing on a perfect throw by Middlebrooks, a big play. Here's the first pitch. Strike called. Fastball caught the outside corner. Cleary checks the runner. He's got a short lead. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul back to the screen. Gilbreth chasing a pitch low and away, probably out of the strike zone, helped out Richie Cleary there. And Richie ahead now, 0-2.
Now I'm going to tell you something that you won't believe. With a count of 0-2, Parkview has put in a pinch runner. Matt Pointer has come in for Carlson as the courtesy runner. With an 0-2 count.
Here's the pitch. Swinging a shot down to Baker and right through the wickets. Error on Doyle Baker on the play, and you hate to see that in a game of this magnitude.
Baker at third base has been one of the people with the spotlight on him. He made some errors early on, and so the spotlight has been on him ever since, and it's not the greatest thing in the world to have that on you in a game like this, but that ball was right between the wickets for the error. But credit Baker with right after the play storming back toward third base. Easterday retrieved the ball because otherwise Carlson would be on third base with no one covering.
Right. Dwayne Jones, the left fielder, steps up now, the number 9 hitter in the lineup. He takes a ball just a little bit inside. I think Doyle just tried to rush that a little too much, and he pulled up on it trying to make the throw before he had the ball. Wasn't hit that hard. 1-0 the count. Richie checks the runners. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. That ball down in the dirt. Good stop by Middlebrooks. So I think Richie just needs to concentrate on Dwayne Jones and just put him away, and the Rams can get out of this without any further trouble. There's 2 outs here in the top of the second. 1-1 the count with 2 outs. Cleary checks the runners. Easterday back into position. Here's a pitch, breaking ball, and a beauty. And like I said, Dwayne Jones is hitting in the number 9 spot for what appears to be a good reason, Kevin.
Staying away from the pitches, but taking pitches that are around the plate and then swinging at some off the plate.
Swing and a miss, the old heater, inside corner, strikeout number 4 for Richie Cleary, and he works around the jam. Big play in the inning, the out-stealing Chris Middlebrook, and then Richie Cleary comes back with the big strikeout. For the Parkview Panthers in that inning, they had no runs, no hits. There was 1 Ram error, and there were 2 runners left on base. We head now to the bottom of the second inning and the Hard Luck Cafe wing-ding inning. Still no score. Newton Ram baseball on WGFS AM 1430.
Did you know that termites cause more damage to homes annually than fires, floods, and natural disasters combined? To protect your home from termites and other pests, call Cleary Exterminating, 786-4937. They'll send them packing. Termites and beetles, fleas, rats and mice, roaches and ants. Commercial or residential, we can help get rid of what bugs you. Call Cleary Exterminating on Highway 278 in Covington, 786-4937. At Cleary Exterminating, we make mouse calls.
At Hardy's Floor Covering and Supplies, we've got you covered. With vinyl, wallpaper, carpet, wood, parquet, VCT tile, interior design service, carpet cleaning service, and blinds. They're the largest and most complete carpet store serving Newton, Rockdale, and Morgan counties, Lake Oconee, and surrounding areas. They specialize in residential and commercial flooring. Their professional carpet consultants and interior designer will bring samples to your home, take measurements, and quote you a price all in one visit. Call them, Hardy's Floor Covering and Supplies, 786-9245, 786-9245, or in Madison, 342-3869. 342-3869. Hardy's Floor Covering and Supplies.
We're back from Riverside Park, Newton High School. The wing-ding inning is underway. Bill Dolan, let's see if we can give away some hot wings.
All right, thank you very much, Kevin Holden. Chris Middlebrooks up to the plate, and he swings and misses even in the count at 1-1. Chris is batting for Wendell Wagstaff of Covington in an attempt to win 100 hot wings. 1-1 the count. Here's a pitch to Chris. Swinging a long one. Way back. It might get out of here, and it curves. Foul. Oh, I thought we were going to give one away there, Kevin.
Middlebrooks has been taking hacks at that left field fence all year, taking the big uppercut swing and pulling out with the front side just a little bit. And Sheeter's the type of pitcher that won't walk you. He'll throw strikes, and Middlebrooks turned on one, and for a moment we thought perhaps Wendell Wagstaff would be winning 100 hot wings.
Middlebrooks behind in the count now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Chris. Inside fastball. Chris jumps out of the way. 2-2 the count now. Sheeter appears to be unhappy with that call. That ball appeared to be about 6 inches inside from our vantage point.
Yeah, he wanted the call. He was down on his knees almost asking for that call.
Swing and sky to straightaway center field. And the center fielder, Brian Gilbreth, comes in and squeezes it for out number 1. Well, Wendell Wagstaff, you came about as close as you can come, a couple feet foul. That'll bring big Richie Cleary to the plate, and he'll be batting for Wayne Allen Jr. of Covington, Georgia.
Number 28, Richie Cleary.
And Cleary certainly has long ball power, Bill, so we'll see what he can do here.
And there's a neighborhood strike on the outside part of the plate. Hopefully the umpire will be giving that to Richie later on, too. Here's the pitch to Rich. Swing and a miss. A little bit of a let-up, a kind of a straight change there, and he's quickly behind 0-2.
Sheeter, like Cleary, working quickly and changing speeds and throwing a lot of strikes.
Here's the 0-2 to Cleary. Swing and a miss at a off-speed curveball that dove down and in on him, and Richie didn't look real good there.
Set him up throwing the 2 outside pitches, then dropped that curveball in, and as you mentioned, Cleary looked a little bit overmatched there.
First baseman, Stephen Hires.
And Stephen Heyer steps up to the plate. He's batting for Fay Lewis. Breaking ball, dropped just a little bit low. No balls, or make that 1 ball and no strikes. Stephen with 1 long home run this year over the center field fence. Here's the 1-0. That's down low and inside.
If you'd like to become a part of this Hard Luck Cafe Wing Ding Inning thing, send your name, address, and phone number to P.O. Box 869, Covington, Georgia 30210.
And 3-0 now. Stephen looking good at the plate. His brother, Tim, has recently been recalled by the Detroit Tigers, and I found out he missed a grand slam by inches the other night, Kevin Holden, in a game that Detroit was behind in, and he got just a little bit out in front of it, and according to reports, the ball sailed maybe 2 or 3 foot foul with plenty of distance for home run.
Oh, wow, that would have been something for Hires. That would have left a great impression on management, because I understand Hires was a little disappointed not making the club right at the outset, and I know he has some things to prove to some people in Detroit. Could have gone a long way there. Meanwhile, Hires at first base, Bill, as he draws ball 4.
And a shot by Lane Floyd. Sorry about that. Got lost in the scorebook there. Lane Floyd is hitting for Tammy Stowe. And Lane with some power, he's exhibited some power with some home runs. He could win 100 hot wings here for Tammy Stowe. Pickoff throw over to first. Almost threw it away. Good dig by Matt Vickery.
Floyd actually, if you wanted to count it this way, has 3 homers this year, Bill. He hit 2 in a game that ended up not counting officially at Winder. And then his other one against, yes, Ben Sheeter and the Parkview Panthers.
There's a curveball. Catches the inside corner for a strike called. That was a ball hit at Parkview that he hit a mile high and just got over the right field fence. Snap throw. Stephen dives back in. No balls and 1 strike, or make that 2 strikes on Lane Floyd.
Sheeter using that step-off move a la Steve Avery there. By the way, one correction, Floyd's home run was not against Sheeter. It was against a different Parkview pitcher, Tommy Roche.
But nonetheless, it was a home run against Parkview in a game that the Rams hit 4, but we couldn't swing one in the Hard Luck Cafe inning like we're trying to do here. Sheeter paying a lot of attention to Stephen Hires. Lane Floyd getting some encouragement from the fans below. Here's the pitch. It's a pitch out. The runner is going. The throw is low, and he is out. A lot of these teams seem to know the Rams signs or something, Kevin, as they end up with pitching out quite a few times on the Rams. The Rams in that inning fail to score. They get no hits, no runs, no errors, and nobody left. And no winners in the Hard Luck Cafe wing ding inning. We head now to the top of the 3rd inning. Still no score. Newton Ram baseball for the championship right here on WGFS AM 1430.
At Coast to Coast Home and Auto, we believe when you buy a new lawnmower, it should come with no strings attached. That's why Coast to Coast Home and Auto is proud to offer a complete line of Toro Super Recycler mowers. The exclusive Toro 5-year total coverage warranty guarantees that if anything goes wrong with a Toro within 5 years of normal use, Toro will fix it free. No strings attached. Even failure due to normal wear and tear is included. No other manufacturer makes that claim. Coast to Coast Home and Auto also wants you to know that Toro Super Recycler mowers equipped with Toro GTS engines are guaranteed to start on the first or second pull for 5 years, or Toro will fix them free. No strings attached. If you really think about it, it only makes sense. The best mowers should have the best warranty. So come see us at Coast to Coast Home and Auto for warranty details. We have a great selection of new Toro Super Recycler mowers, each with a Toro total coverage warranty and no strings attached.
Back from Riverside Park and Newton High School, the Rams and Parkview Panthers 8 Quad A South championship on the line. Bill Dolan, play-by-play.
Thank you, Kevin Holden. Richie Cleary working to the leadoff hitter. Jeff Keppinger swinging a pop-up into medium, shallow center field. Luke Allen camps under it. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Allen and Cleary, two of the main people in this one so far, and they are both going to Southern Union, as we mentioned before, joining another former Newton Ram.
That being Brian Moon, and whether he'll be there or not, though, that is the question. Ben Carter up, first pitch, high for a ball. Carter had a bloop single his first time up to the plate and reached second base on an error by Richie Cleary, but was left stranded. Swinging that ball skied to center field. Luke Allen backs up about 5 steps, and 2 down.
Allen has made, on our stat sheet here, 4 errors this year. Remember that a lot of those have come as a pitcher with some errant pickoff throws, but as far as center field is concerned, I think he'll give Southern Union a terrific center fielder. He's got a lot of speed and covers a tremendous amount of ground out there.
Of course, remember, Luke can play some shortstop, too. And also, I'm sure he'll get some time on the mound pitching. Here's the first pitch to Billy Keppinger, and that's a little bit low for a ball. Richie Cleary brings it home. Curveball, catches the corner for a strike. 1-1 to count.
These Parkview Panthers have not forgotten the 9-0 affair at Parkview. I had a feeling they'd be extra prepared for this game, and I think they are.
Another breaking ball and a beauty, and Billy Keppinger frozen at the dish with that one. He's behind in the count now, 1-2, with 2 outs here in the top of the third. Here's the 1-2 from Cleary, a little bit low and outside.
Not a bad idea from Cleary, though, after busting the breaking ball inside and knowing that Keppinger has to watch that pitch, trying to go back away and off the plate.
Here's the pitch. See you later. Billy Keppinger takes another right turn as he's punched out on a fastball outside corner. That's the 5th strikeout for Richie Cleary through 3 innings. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. In other words, 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the third with still no score. Newton Ram baseball right here. We'll be right back on WGFS AM 1430.
What's the crowd favorite at parties any time of the year? Why, it's hot wings from the Hard Luck Cafe. With flavors ranging from extra mild to TNT, they can placate any palate. There are 3 convenient locations to serve you. One in Madison, one in Conyers, and the original Little Red Building in Covington. So stop by for the best hot wings around or call ahead so your order will be ready when you get there. In Covington, the number is 787-0421. That's 787-0421.
It's spring fever at Mayfield Ace Hardware. Just check out these great prices for all your spring cleaning and gardening. Corona 21-inch head shears or Corona 24-inch bypass lopper, your choice, just $19.96. An Ace spring rake, $7.96. A Garden Weasel cultivator garden claw, $34.96. An Ace folding pruning saw, just $5.97. Or an Ace bypass lopper, just $19.97. It's spring fever at Mayfield Ace Hardware, your headquarters for spring cleaning and gardening. Mayfield Ace Hardware on the square in Covington.
And we're back from Riverside Park and Newton High School with this game flying along, but doesn't that usually happen with the Rams and Parkview Panthers? Hurry up and get out here if you're not here. We're in the bottom half of the third, sub-region championship on the line. Bill Dolan, play-by-play action.
Thank you very much. Kevin Holden and Lane Floyd steps up to the plate. If you recall, he was at the plate when Stephen Hires was gunned out stealing on a pitch out in the 2nd inning. He quickly falls behind on a breaking ball. No balls and 1 strike. Ben Sheeter with a lot better stuff today than he had in Parkview. There's another curveball, this one down a little low. 1-1 the count to Lane Floyd. I think we'll be seeing a lot more of Lane Floyd next year, probably behind the plate, filling in once senior Chris Middlebrooks graduates. Here's the pitch, curveball. Floyd bailing out, but fortunately it did not catch the corner. 2-1 now.
Sheeter has been throwing, for the most part, his fastball and curveball for strikes today, and that's been the key difference between here and when the Rams hit him so hard last time.
A chopper out towards the second baseman. Ben Carter up, throws, and gets him. Floyd with good hustle, but unable to beat it out. That's the first out of the inning. Rams have only had 1 base runner, and that was via the base on ball, so Rams without a hit yet. So I guess that means Ben Sheeter has a no-hitter going.
Yes, and say it loud, and hopefully we can jinx them. Actually, Sheeters faced the minimum through 2 1/3.
And Doyle Baker steps to the plate. Doyle hitting an even 300 through games we have statistics on. Waits for the next one. Low and away, 1-1 the count.
And that fiasco will finally be solved tomorrow, as we'll be receiving our stat sheets for the games that we're missing, and by Monday, when the Rams travel to Berkmar, we'll have them all.
Oh, and that one almost hits Doyle inside as he dances out of the way. 2-1 the count now. Trying to break the no-hitter here of Ben Sheeter, Doyle Baker. Looks out, and here's the pitch. Swing and a chopper down to the third base. And big charity hop. Throw in the dirt. Safe.
Now we've got an interesting scenario here, Bill, as that throw was well offline.
Well, Kevin Holden, they say the first hit of a game has to be a clean hit.
You're telling me E5?
E5. He should have thrown him out, realistically.
I think so. That throw was in the dirt, 10 feet in front of the bag and 10 feet to the second base side. In fact, credit Matt Vickery with keeping that in the infield side.
And Baker is picked off first, leaned the wrong way. Excellent move by Sheeter over to first, and quickly 2 outs.
Baker was frozen by the move of Ben Sheeter. Now, Sheeter's delivery to the plate tells you he's going to have a great move to first base, and Baker was simply frozen.
Jarvis Johnson up. Runs up trying to bunt and comes up empty. He's behind now. No balls and 1 strike.
It's a big demoralizer when you have someone picked off base. You can hear the crowd much more quiet now, and with 2 outs and no one on, they've got reason to be.
Next one bounces out in front of the plate at about the 57.5 mark and back to the backstop.
Would have broken a record at 57.5. Can't think Carl Lewis could jump that far.
Here's the 1-1. Jarvis takes strike 2. Fastball outside corner. Yeah, that pickoff play really hurts because the Rams struggling to get base runners and then to lose one that way. Here's the next one. Breaking ball, and Jarvis Johnson was headed towards first base, bailing out, unable to get back in. He's punched out on strikes, and that's going to be 4 strikeouts for Ben Sheeter, the second one called. For the Rams, no runs, no hits. There was 1 Parkview error and nobody left on base. Through 3 innings, Ben Sheeter has faced the minimum. We head now to the top of the 4th inning. Still no score. And an exciting championship game, as you might expect, right here on WGFS AM 1430.
Hey there, Carl the Greenskeeper here for the Hard Luck Cafe. You know me, I'm the guy who delivers hot wings to the trivia show every Saturday morning. Randy wanted me to be sure and let everyone know that the Hard Luck now has 3 locations. That's 1 in Conyers, 1 in Madison, and of course the original location in Covington. You know, that's that little red building down there where Nationwide used to be. So for the best hot wings around, stop by the Hard Luck or call ahead so your wings will be ready when you get there. I can't remember all the numbers, but in Covington it's 787-0421. That's 787-0421. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to tell them that Carl sent you.
Aside from choosing the right home, it's important to choose the right mortgage loan. At Newton Federal Savings and Loan, we're putting today's low rates together with prompt hometown service in offering special construction perm loans with one-time closing, conventional and balloon mortgages, and more. And servicing of your loan remains right here, too. Newton Federal Savings and Loan, 3175 Highway 278, Covington. FDIC insured and equal housing lender.
And welcome back to Newton Ram Baseball. Richie Cleary working to Matt Vickery. Here's the pitch. Down in the dirt, 2-0 the count. I'm Bill Dolan with your play-by-play. Sitting alongside me with your color, Kevin Holden. He'll be taking over the next half inning with the play-by-play. Cleary working quickly, brings the 2-0 home to Vickery. Swing and a chopper down the third baseline. Foul. Doyle Baker knocks it down and returns the throw.
Bill, the last time that we were playing the Parkview Panthers, we switched around our play-by-play configuration. I had started out and had about, 30-45 minutes of play-by-play, and then you got to finish up, and they're doing the same for you here. Very expedient.
Getting through it very quickly. Speaking of quickly, Richie brings the 2-1 home. Swing, or rather a strike called a beauty. As he threw the fastball waist high right down the middle of the plate. I expected him to swing. I guess that's why it was a natural reaction to say swing.
A pitch that Vickery should have swung at, probably the best one he'll get this at bat.
2-2 the count. Here's a pitch from Cleary. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 6, I believe, for Richie Cleary. Really has that breaking ball working well for him, Kevin.
Certainly does. In fact, he's gotten most of his strikeouts on that breaking ball. He can set it up with his fastball simply because he's spotting his fastball very well. And when you do that, not only does a batter have to look for pitch, he has to look for location.
That brings Caleb Smith to the plate. He was called out his first time. Here's the pitch, a little bit high with the fastball. Richie appears to be throwing even a little harder now as he gets going in the game. 1-0 the count, 1 out here in the 4th. Here's a pitch from Cleary. Just inside. 2-0 the count now.
That voice you heard in the background, former Newton Rams Sam Allen.
Here's the 2-0. And it's a breaking ball and a beauty as it freezes Caleb Smith. 2-1 the count. Richie getting back in with the breaking ball. Here comes the 2-1. Swinging a chopper. Big hop to Doyle Baker. Long throw. In time. 2 down.
And Baker with one of his better throws of the year, right on line, and all the first baseman Hires had to do was stretch just a tad to make the play. Didn't have to move to his left or right or reach over his head or anything. So it's good to see Baker recovering after what happened in the second inning with that error that almost led to the runs. Of course, it's less demoralizing up here in your head when you don't give up runs because of it.
You're right. It's a lot easier to forget. And here's the next pitch from Cleary, and that's a called strike and a beauty to Ryan Ledden, the third baseman for the Panthers. Cleary really working the corners well here. And working very quickly as he brings the 0-1. Drilled down the third base line, inches foul, as it just went past the outside of the bag, and a break for the Rams there.
In fact, for Ledden, he might be in trouble here trying to pull Cleary that hard down the third base line, and Cleary, understanding that, could jam him inside, or either that or go a few inches off the outside corner.
Here's the 0-2, just a little bit low in the dirt, and it was right outside, off the outside part of the plate. Good pitch, just a little bit low. Here's the next one from Richie. Oh, and was he fooled by that breaking ball? Like you talked about, away from him, the batter Ledden just got a piece of it to stay alive.
In fact, you know, I think what happened there, Bill, was it hit his bat, hit the ground right there in front of home plate, then came up and hit either him or the bat a second time. Of course, he was in the box, which means he is not out, but if he'd taken another step, I think he would have been out.
He almost fell over just trying to get a piece of that one. 1-2 the count. Look for the hook again. Here's the pitch. Fastball up in his eyes. That evens the count at 2-2.
Makes sense to throw the curveball with a count such as that, but coming in with that high fastball is another one. When you're ahead like that, you can get the batter to swing and miss.
Here's the 2-2 breaking ball. Just fails to turn. One more turn, he would have caught the corner. That runs the count full now. 3-2. 2 outs here. Top of the 4th. Richie Cleary doesn't want to walk this hitter. Here comes the 3-2 from Big Rich. Swinging, popped up right back here and just over the top.
Ledden opens up his stance quite a bit swinging at the pitch, and that's a number 6 batter for the Parkview Panthers that's doing that. You don't often see that with a very well-trained club because the way he's pulling off the ball, if I'm Cleary, I don't think I throw another inside pitch to him.
3-2. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Let up. Strikeout number 7. Richie Cleary's on. Rams need some runs. And when we come back, let's see if Kevin Holden can get them for you. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. We're halfway home. Still no score. You're listening to exciting Newton Rams baseball right here on WGFS AM 1430.
The cellular phone business has become extremely competitive, and it's not unusual to see ads offering free cell phones. What gets the consumer's attention these days is an affordable rate plan. Well, if that's what you're waiting for, then listen up. Right now at East Metro Communications, you can get a free cell phone, no connect fee, and cellular service for $14 per month. and that includes 20 minutes of off-peak airtime. That's right, I said $14 and 20 minutes free off-peak airtime. This offer expires April 30th, so go by East Metro Communications, this area's oldest authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular. They're located a quarter mile east of Newton General on Highway 278, or give them a call at 786-6796.
Certain restrictions apply, cannot be combined with any other offer.
The best money manager around is a checking account from the Bank of Covington. It's easy to keep track of your income and all your expenses with your checkbook and the detailed monthly statements we send you. It lets you see where you might save money, and it really helps in balancing your budget. If you're not already enjoying such financial assistance, learn all the advantages of a personal checking account at one of the convenient Bank of Covington locations. The Bank of Covington, member FDIC.
Welcome back to Riverside Park at Newton High School. The sub-region championship on the line this afternoon. The winner of this game wins that championship. Matt Easterday takes the first pitch low and inside, ball one. Ben Cheater with the wind, his pitch. Again inside, ball two. It's Easterday, Moon, and Allen for the Rams here in the bottom of the fourth. My name is Kevin Holden. I bring you the second half of this one, play-by-play wise. Bill Dolan switches to the color roll for the second half of this game. 2 balls, no strikes. Easterday swings, bounces one up the first base line. Could be a tough play. Carlson picks it up fair, throws him out. Todd Carlson may not have made the wisest move there, Bill, picking that ball up fair, but had confidence and got the out.
Made a good play on it. Like you say, it looked like it was going to spin foul. Kind of figured he was going to let it go because Matt Easterday running straight down the line, really in his way. It wouldn't have taken much to throw that ball down into the right field corner, but he got the results he needed. So Rams still have sent the minimum to the plate.
Here's Ryan Moon taking the first pitch outside. Carlson, not afraid of the game of inches, threw that ball just a few inches away from Easterday's body. Could easily have hit him, but got him out and did a tremendous job. Moon, a strikeout victim his first time, takes this one down low. At the rate we're going here this afternoon, Bill, it might be 10 or 12 innings before anyone dents the scoreboard because both pitchers, Ben Cheater and Richie Cleary, are pitching great games so far. Wine and the lefty brings it home. It's up high.
Very reminiscent of the playoff game that the Rams lost to Parkview last year. They gave up the 1 run, and that turned out to be the difference as they lost 1-0 for their first loss in the sub-region playoffs.
Strike called inside corner to Moon. In fact, there was a game that the Rams played the Parkview Panthers when the two were in different sub-regions 2 years ago. Same situation. 1-0 game. In the bottom half of the sixth, Lance Cawthon brought in 3 runs, and the Rams won it. Swinging a hard liner right side, bobbled for a moment by Carter, bobbled again. They just got Moon at first base. Ben Carter decided to wait to the last possible second to throw, but retired Moon for the second out.
And fortunately for the Parkview Panthers, the ball was hit sharply enough to where they still had time to pick it up and throw out Ryan Moon.
2 Rams have been caught stealing, one a pickoff, the other a straight caught stealing. Luke Allen takes a 57-footer for ball 1. Those are the only 2 base runners the Rams have had. One reached via the walk, the other via the error. In fact, folks, we're in the bottom of the fourth. There has been 1 hit in this game, and it was a man who was sawed off on a pitch inside and looped it over the shortstop's head. Allen takes one low.
And that ball didn't go probably 110 feet, just getting by Matt Easter.
Chris comes into this game at 298. Pair of homers for him, second on the team in RBI with 19. He takes one inside. So we've got an even count here, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Rams have yet to have more than 1 base runner in any inning, and they've lost each of those in the 2 previous base runners they've had.
And one of them with 2 outs. So with 2 outs here, Allen is not going to take any chances. His first base coach is Don Shepard, giving him the instructions. Joe Brassfield is down the line for the Rams at third. Another throw over, and again Allen is back in.
And I'll tell you, Kevin, that's as close to a balk as you can come. It did not appear that Cheater stopped completely in his motion before throwing over there.
Wine, he brings it home this time and spin off the end of the bat and foul down the first base side. And Don Shepard makes the clean play. Of course, he had an assist there from Matt Vickery, the first baseman of the Panthers. Vickery got a glove on it, but it got past him. And Shepard, though, with a clean play.
Stayed down well on the ball and made sure it didn't get through him. And that's probably the first play we've seen him make this year, isn't it?
I tell you what, Shepard is hoping to prove himself by region tournament time. We'll see if he can. Middlebrooks taking it. Strike 3 called inside corner. Sheeter placed the fastball well and gets his 5th strikeout. And that's all for the Rams here in inning number 4. One man reaches on the error by Dwayne Jones, but he's stranded at first, and we've played 4 innings from Riverside Park. 2 goose eggs on the scoreboard. 1 next to the visitor, 1 next to the home side. Ram baseball on WGFS AM 1430.
Did you know that termites cause more damage to homes annually than fires, floods, and natural disasters combined? To protect your home from termites and other pests, call Cleary Exterminating, 786-4937. They'll send them packing. Termites and beetles, fleas, rats and mice, roaches and ants. Commercial or residential, we can help get rid of what bugs you. Call Cleary Exterminating on Highway 278 in Covington. 786-4937. At Cleary Exterminating, we make mouse calls.
At Hardy's Floor Covering and Supplies, we've got you covered. With vinyl, wallpaper, carpet, wood, parquet, VCT tile, interior design service, carpet cleaning service, and blinds. They're the largest and most complete carpet store serving Newton, Rockdale, and Morgan counties, Lake Oconee, and surrounding areas. They specialize in residential and commercial flooring. Their professional carpet consultants and interior designer will bring samples to your home, take measurements, and quote you a price all in one visit. Call them, Hardy's Floor Covering and Supplies, 786-9245, 786-9245, or in Madison, 342-3869, 342-3869. Hardy's Floor Covering and Supplies.
Welcome back to Riverside Park. It's a cloudy, overcast day. The scoreboard kind of empty in itself. No runs, only 1 hit in the ball game. Rams still without a hit. We head to the top of the 5th inning. And here with the play-by-play, the other half of the dynamic duo, Mr. Kevin Holden.
Yes, the dynamic duo is back, and thank you very much, Bill Dolan. Todd Carlson starts off for the Parkview Panthers here in the 5th. The scoreboard may be empty, but the scorebook is full of strikeouts this afternoon, and there's strike 1 on the inside pitch.
Another good breaking ball from Richie Cleary, and he quickly gets ahead in the count.
Wind is 0-1 pitch. Line back through the box, and Ryan Moon making the backhanded stop at second base. They got him at first base. Great play from Ryan Moon. Bill, to be honest with you, I think Moon for a moment thought he didn't have a shot at the runner because it looked like he let up for a second, but then made the play.
He did seem to hesitate a little bit, and in that case right there, I think Stephen Heyer screened the umpire just a little bit. From my angle, it looked like he might have slightly pulled off the bag, but the umpire was right behind Stephen and had a little argument down there at the bench, but the Rams got the call.
Ball 1 to Brian Gilbreth, and Hires was stretching right down the right field line and in the face of that umpire, and Rams might have gotten a slight break there. That pitch is just a little bit, we'll say, inside. Ball 2. Cleary winds, brings it home to Gilbreth. Outside ball 3. Gilbreth reached on an error by Doyle Baker the first time he was up.
Doesn't appear this umpire is calling quite the same strike zone that he called earlier on some of the Ram hitters.
Looking to bunt, pulls it back, and it's low. Cleary didn't miss by much with any of those pitches, and this home plate umpire has been traditionally, at least in the first 4 innings of this one, a pitcher's umpire. He's been giving a lot of calls to the pitchers inside and outside, but squeezed the plate a little there.
Really did, and kind of a tough break for Richie as he made a lot of what appeared to be good pitches.
So with Gilbreth at first base, here's Dwayne Jones. We know what he did last time up. He's trying to bunts it foul up the first baseline. And Jones and his position in the order and what the Parkview Panthers will be trying to do reminds you a lot of a National League pitcher. Probably just a bunt to get the runner over.
Trying to do that, of course, with the top of the order coming up. That was a straight sacrifice, the runner going with the pitch, and Dwayne Jones unable to get the bunt down into fair territory.
Jones was blown away by Richie Cleary's fastball his last time, and he steps off and talks with Moon. They may have been crossed up as to who's covering second base in case of Gilbreth taking off.
This actually might be a good time for the Rams to call a pitch out. Very seldom do we see Coach Brassfield call one, but I would think this would be he's out, isn't he?
They got him at first base, the pickoff play. Moon was catching the sign from Richie Cleary. They were talking about it, and Cleary said, don't worry about it, Ryan. We'll take care of the runner at first base. Picked off for the second time in this game as a Parkview Panther runner.
And an excellent move by Richie Cleary. I was hoping the umpire agreed with me because it certainly appeared the throw got there first.
Swinging a grounder, shortstop side. Easterday with a nice play behind second. Throws out to Wayne Jones. And the Newton Rams look sharp here in the top half of inning number 5. No runs, no hits. No one left on base. The leadoff walk picked off. Bottom of the 5th coming up. A scoreless game from Riverside Park and 8 Quad A South's championship of 1996 on the line with this one. Newton Ram baseball on WGFS AM 1430.
If this is the year you look seriously at a lawn and garden tractor, we invite you to look at the solid Toro Wheel Horse 260 series tractors. They're at Coast to Coast Home and Auto. Power, performance, comfort, and styling all come together in this value-packed machine. Here's what you get. A 14 or 16 horsepower Toro Power Plus engine. A choice of 4 mowing decks ranging from 38 to 48 inches. Also available is the exclusive Toro Recycler deck that gives you a beautiful lawn without bagging. You can even till, plow, or throw snow using the unique Toro Attach-O-Matic hitch system that lets you hook up attachments easily without tools. The Toro 260 series of lawn and garden tractors. Come see us today at Coast to Coast Home and Auto. Come see the Toro 260 series of lawn and garden tractors today. Coast to Coast Home and Auto in downtown Covington.
And welcome back to Riverside Park. This game moving right along. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Here with your play-by-play, Kevin Holden.
Richie Cleary, the man due up for the Rams. Bill, thank you very much. Cleary's followed by Hires and Floyd. 2 righties and a lefty. Facing left-hander Ben Sheeter. Cleary takes the first offering down low. No score. Only 1 hit in this game so far. A bloop single from Ben Carter of the Parkview Panthers.
Parkview's got to be feeling a little bit snake-bitten. They have yet to score in 12 innings off of Ram pitching.
And Cleary swings and drives one deep to center field, but it died out there in center as Gilbreth made the play well short of the track. Cleary got a hold of it in a big way, but hit it to the deepest part of the park.
Well, Kevin, if you look out, the flag, Old Glory, is sitting limp on the flagpole, and the air is very heavy with the clouds and the humidity. There was some rain earlier. Ball just not carrying real well.
Yeah, the moisture here is going to keep, I think, almost anything from leaving the yard. Pitch is high and outside to Hires, and you go back to Middlebrooks, sit and think, perhaps if it were not quite as damp, would that ball have straightened out and gone farther?
Could possibly have happened.
Swing and a miss from Hires on the high fastball. It's 1-1. And with that ball from Middlebrooks, of course, the damp air wouldn't be pushing quite so much on it. So it's a possibility on a drier day and a bit of a different day, Middlebrooks might have taken that one out of the yard. Sorry, Wendell Wagstaff. Swinging a high pop fly right side. Coming in on it is Caleb Smith. This one could be trouble. Smith, though, takes charge and makes the play, and credit Caleb Smith with the put out and a nice play.
And once again, that ball just hung up in the air when it was first hit. I, like you, thought it might be trouble because the second baseman and first baseman weren't going to get it, but it hung just long enough for the right fielder to come in and make the play.
And now here's Lane Floyd. He bounced out 4-3. Ben Carter to Matt Vickery last time. What a great ball game between the Rams and Parkview Panthers. Couldn't ask for it any nicer, except maybe a few runs on the Rams side of the scoreboard. Pitch high and inside to Floyd. 1 ball, no strikes.
And the sun makes an appearance for the first time this afternoon.
We wouldn't mind seeing that one stay in the game for a while. Strike called outside corner. Sheeter throwing the good fastball there. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. These two teams have between them the last 7 Region 8 Quad A titles, wind and pitch. Swing and a miss from Floyd. Nice off-speed pitch there, 1-2. The last 7 Region 8 Quad A champions, the Parkview Panthers and Newton Rams. Rams have a pair, make that 3, and Parkview has 4. Wind and the delivery, and that one just missed inside, so even the count at 2-2.
Lane Floyd appears to really be off in his timing with the slow off-speed stuff, so you can bet he'll probably see another one.
2-2 pitch, swung on and driven, hard and deep to center field. Misplaying it as Gilbreth bounces once off the top of the wall. Here's Floyd rounding first, heading for second base, a stand-up double. Lane Floyd just drove the ball hard, a nice solid line drive, and Gilbreth was fooled on it. So we've got a runner in scoring position, but with 2 down, it will take a base hit from Doyle Baker.
And surprisingly, Ben Sheeter threw the fastball to Lane Floyd after paralyzing him with the off-speed stuff, and Lane just went right back where it came from, hit it good and hard, and that ball carried. Maybe the sun coming out had a little something to do with that. Carried right over Brian Gilbreth's head.
Well, that's a clean hit. So that's the first hit of the game for the Newton Rams.
Scratch the no-no.
Baker thought about swinging at that first offering, then laid off. It's strike one on the inside corner. The last time a team other than these two won the region championship, 1988, Clark Central Gladiators won it. This year's region tournament will be back at Clark Central High School. These two teams will be there, and they will make some noise. Swing and a pop-up foul. It'll be behind the screen, out of play. In fact, Bill, the way the region shapes up this year, I would not be shocked if one of these two teams is the champion of 8 Quad A.
Well, based on what we've heard from the teams on the north side, it appears that these are the two cream of the crop teams.
Wind and Sheeter's offering in the dirt, and a nice stop from Carlson, keeping it in front. Let's make a distinction here between the region and sub-region so as to not confuse anyone. The sub-region championship is on the line here. What that does is, of course, gives you that title, but it also gives you the number 1 seed in the tournament. If you are one of the top 2 teams there, then you go to the state tournament. Wind and the pitch, it's low. Ball 2 to Baker, and you could finish first here, but then get eliminated in the region tournament and not make the state tournament.
Rams with their first threat of the ballgame. First time they've had a runner down at second base and on their first hit of the game.
Floyd down at second takes his lead. Baker swinging, hits one high in the air to right field. An easy one, though, for Caleb Smith, and the Rams are retired here in inning number 5. They get their first base hit, but Floyd stays at second base. We continue on in this scoreless and very quick-moving battle. It is the 6th inning coming up, the top of the 6th with no score. Ram baseball on WGFS AM 1430.
It's spring fever at Mayfield Ace Hardware. Just check out these great prices for all your spring cleaning and gardening. Corona 21-inch head shears or Corona 24-inch bypass lopper, your choice, just $19.96. An Ace spring rake, $7.96. A garden weasel cultivator garden claw, $34.96. An Ace folding pruning saw, just $5.97. Or an Ace bypass lopper, just $19.97. It's spring fever at Mayfield Ace Hardware, your headquarters for spring cleaning and gardening. Mayfield Ace Hardware on the Square in Covington.
If you're age 60 or better, Newton Federal has created benefits especially for you. Our Now Interest checking account pays current market interest on your entire checking balance, not just part of it, if you maintain a $100 balance. And we offer it to our 60-plus customers with no minimum balance requirements and no monthly maintenance fees. Talk with us today at Newton Federal Savings and Loan, FDIC insured. After all, you deserve the best.
And welcome back to Riverside Park and Newton High School. Cleary's first pitch, a strike to start the 6th. What else is new? It's Jeff Keppinger, followed by Ben Carter and Billy Keppinger. Cleary out there for his 6th inning of work, brings the 0-1 home, and it's in the dirt, ball 1. And Bill, the Keppingers at the plate have been stifled by the Rams.
They really have. They're between the two, they're 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, so Richie appears to have their number so far.
1-1 up high, ball 2. You can hear some noise being made on the Parkview side. They understand the importance of this game, as do the Newton Rams. A 2-1 count. Jeff Keppinger 0 for 2 digs in and takes one low and outside, ball 3. Cleary in danger of walking the leadoff man here. If he wins today, he'll run his record on the season to 6-0. He's already lowering his ERA today. 3-1 pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner. 3-2, a good pitch from Cleary. You don't want to lose the leadoff man.
A beauty right there, kind of froze Keppinger as he painted that inside corner.
Brings the payoff pitch home. Swung on and bounced foul at the plate. Top half of the 6th inning already, and folks, this game started late, about an hour and 5 minutes ago, and we have played 5 full innings of baseball.
Pitcher's throwing a lot of strikes, only a couple of walks in the game, and no runs, of course.
3-2 pitch, swung on and line hard. Shortstop side, Easterday bobbles at once. Going to have to hurry that throw. And safe at first base is Jeff Keppinger. So they have the leadoff man on here with no one out, and their first very big threat. They did have one in the second with 2 men on and 2 out, but Cleary able to get out of that. This is the first time their leadoff man's been on.
And the third error of the game for the Rams, Matt Easterday booting that ball, causing them to throw a little bit late.
Runner at first base is Keppinger. No one out. And Carter steps in here. 1 for 2, a single and a flyout. And somebody in the Newton Ram dugout was being chided by the home plate umpire. It was not Joe Brassfield, because he asked that individual if he was trying to show up Brassfield.
Kind of interesting. We could hear the umpire screaming down at the Ram dugout.
Bunted right back at the mound, and Cleary was thinking about second, but he throws it high, and safe there is Carter. Safe there's Keppinger, actually. Safe at first is Carter. Cleary wanted to go to second base, thought about it, stopped, then did it again and rushed the throw. And here's a runner headed for third base. The Rams had not called time, but he's out. And a runner heads for second, and he is safe at second base. And chaos has ensued at Riverside Park. A bunt play, a runner heads for second base. Cleary goes up there, not in time. Doyle Baker goes to the mound to talk with his pitcher. Runner heads for third base. The Rams recover and get him out, but in the meanwhile, Carter's at second, and Joe Brassfield's going to calm things down here.
That almost looked like the Rams tried to pull that to see if they could induce the runner to run. Of course, it took a perfect play. Well, the original scoring, we'll call it a sacrifice and reaching on the fielder's choice, because Richie didn't really have a chance to get him. But then,
retired at third base, Jeff Keppinger was at 1-4. Was Ryan Moon the man covering third base on that play? Because they were all in to talk.
No, Doyle got back and covered because the throw down to second was to Ryan Moon.
That's right, okay.
Who almost retired.
So he takes second on a throw to third base. Carter does. That scoring is awfully weird. And time is being called as Parkview's head coach is talking for just a moment with the home plate umpire. What's happening here is Matt Pointer is going out to run for Carter at second base. And Carter is not the pitcher or the catcher. And I would imagine, though, Carter will re-enter, but that'll be the last time he can be removed from this game. So Pointer at second with one down, and oddities have ensued in this sub-region championship battle.
Really kind of strange. Now, does that mean Pointer can't go back in? That's where I start getting confused, too. Because he's being used as a pinch runner, not a courtesy runner.
Wind and the pitch. It is bounced foul, and of course, the re-entry rule only applies to starters. Backups cannot come in and be re-entered. That applies only to starters in a high school game. So this might be the end of it for Matt Pointer. But if you're the Parkview Panthers with no one on the scoreboard, no runs on the scoreboard, you've got to try to get that run now, and he's there with one out. Billy Keppinger 0 for 2, stretch and pitch, up high and outside.
Pointer dancing a long ways away from second there. I almost wouldn't be surprised to see Chris Middlebrooks perhaps try to gun one down there behind him.
Keppinger, the lefty, awaits. Cleary is stretch and offering, bounced on a couple of hops, going to be a tough play. Easterday comes up, throw, got him at third base. Got him at first base. Safe at third base is Ben Carter. I was concentrating so much on the runner at third that I was forgetting the runner at first. Good thing Easterday went that way. Keppinger out 6-3 at first base.
Tremendous play by Matt Easterday, making up for his bobble earlier in the inning. And he had to charge, come up, and just unload in a hurry. And a big stretch by Stephen Hires. He probably shortened the throw by 4 feet, and that was the difference in the play. So bang, bang at first base. The umpire punched him out. Richie Cleary within one out of working out of this tough jam.
Not going to be easy, though. He faces the cleanup man, Matt Vickery. Vickery 0 for 2. Parkview with one hit, Newton with one hit in this game. We are in the 6th inning. The wind. Cleary's first pitch. Strike called at the knees, and Pointer paying close attention at third base. Anything that gets away, he'll be coming home.
Both Ram middle infielders coming behind Richie Cleary after every throw back there. They don't want to give up a cheap run here.
Pitching from the windup, brings home the 0-1, and it's past Middlebrooks, and here comes Pointer, and the throw is not in time, and the Parkview Panthers have taken a 1-0 lead. Pointer comes home, and every one of his Parkview teammates is out to greet him. We mentioned that the first team on the scoreboard could win this, and that first team is the Parkview Panthers.
And just a tough break there because it looked like Richie was going to have a good chance to pitch around this, and the ball just trickled through Chris Middlebrooks. He was unable to come up with the ball down in the dirt on the wild pitch.
Carter scores on that wild pitch, and so now Cleary facing Vickery with 2 outs and the bases empty. Little different look to this at bat now. There's a strike called on the outside corner. So unfortunate that in a game like this a wild pitch turns out to be the difference. But Ben Carter taking second base on that weird play where Keppinger was running to third and was thrown out 1-5. There's a swing and a 2-hopper. Easterday has got it. On to first. They retire the Parkview Panthers, but in the meanwhile, the Panthers pick up a run. No hits. Rams did make an error. No one was left on base. 5.5 innings from Riverside Park. The Rams trail 1-0 with the sub-region championship and 2 at-bats left on the line. The Rams on WGFS AM 1430.
Did you know that termites cause more damage to homes annually than fires, floods, and natural disasters combined? To protect your home from termites and other pests, call Cleary Exterminating, 786-4937. They'll send them packing. Termites and beetles, fleas, rats and mice, roaches and ants. Commercial or residential, we can help get rid of what bugs you. Call Cleary Exterminating on Highway 278 in Covington, 786-4937. At Cleary Exterminating, we make mouse calls.
The Bank of Covington offers full-service banking and convenient locations, and you can find what you want in a checking account, savings plan, simple interest loan, and 24-hour automatic banking that gives you access to over 8,000 ATMs throughout the Southeast and the USA. Just what you would expect from a leading financial institution. The Bank of Covington, member FDIC, an equal opportunity lender.
Welcome back to Riverside Park. The Rams face an uphill battle now. They gave up an unearned run in the last inning. Here with the play-by-play, Kevin Holden.
Ben Sheeter winds his first pitch to Jarvis Johnson, high and inside, ball 1. Johnson, Easterday, and Moon will try to get back that run that the Rams gave up in the top half of the 6th. It's an unearned run. That's the only run that has come across in this game so far. Still only 1 hit from each side. Outside to Johnson, 2-0.
Well, the Rams, as we were talking about between innings, Kevin, need base runners. This would be a good time for Jarvis to take a walk any way he can get on base. We need to get some base runners.
Lefty versus lefty, 2-0 pitch right down the heart. That's a strike, 2-1. Sheeter has struck out 5 Newton Rams and has walked only 1. That man was caught stealing. That was Hires in the 2nd. Inside and high to Johnson. We run to the count now to 3 balls and 1 strike. Now, if you need a base runner, I think the key is not to swing here.
I think he may see the take sign here.
Going inside with it, the 3-1 pitch. High, ball 4. There's your base runner, and it's Jarvis Johnson. Not a bad man to have at first base. Johnson this year has 7 stolen bases. Granted, he's been caught 5 times, but he's got good raw speed there.
Of course, with the move this individual has, Ben Sheeter, to first base, you got to think Jarvis is going to have to stay pretty close to first base to keep things from happening.
Will the Rams have some kind of play on with Matt Easterday up there? And Jarvis Johnson at first base. Big hole on the right side. You know Easterday goes that way. Looked like he tried to. Came up short, 0-1.
That pitch a little bit off the outside part of the plate. Matt did look like he was trying to drive it to right field, and he was unable to come up with it.
Easterday is 0 for 2. Flight out to right. Bounced out catcher to first. They go to first base. The Parkview Panthers do. Johnson is back in. 1-run game in what could determine the champion in 8 Quad A South in 1996. Stretch from Sheeter brings it home. Easterday bunts up the first base line, and it rolls foul. It looked like it would stay fair for a while, but took a hop there in the grass slash whatever you would call it area down the first baseline where it's not completely grown grass-wise.
It appeared to hit maybe a clump and kick back foul because it looked like it was going to stay fair. Matt trying to push it up that first baseline. Would have had a chance for the base hit, plus it definitely would have gotten the runner over to second base.
So Easterday will dig back in here. Moon is on deck, 0 for 2. Good contact hitter there. We'll see if anything's up. Easterday swinging, bouncing one high to the mound. This will probably erase the chance for the double play. It does. And safe at second is Johnson. They go to first to retire Easterday. And I think they would have had a good shot at a double play had it not been hit so high as it was off the ground. It hit very high in the air.
The old Baltimore chop, as it's called, went straight up in the air, and Jarvis Johnson off with the pitch. They would have never gotten him down at second base. So almost as the same result as a sacrifice, just doesn't look as good for Matt Easterday in the scorebook.
First time the Parkview Panthers got a man on base was the first time they scored in this game. This inning, the first time the Rams had the leadoff man on base. Ryan Moon swinging and bouncing one foul back to the screen, 0-1. He's 0 for 2, the strikeout and the ground out.
And Ryan, a little upset with himself, had a good pitch to hit up about waist high, and he fouled it back. He knew he had a pitch to hit there.
Here's another hitter where if your second baseman is going to be toying with the runner and staying close there, Moon's one who could punch it through the right side. He's not an extra base kind of hitter. He has only one extra base hit this year, yet he has more than 20 hits. Pitch in the dirt, and a good stop from Carlson, and got crossed up there, but Johnson had to return.
Unfortunately, Jarvis was going back towards second. Had he broke originally, as soon as the ball hit the dirt, he probably would have reached third safely.
Runner at second, one out. The kind of tension that we'll be having basically for the rest of the 1996 season, ladies and gentlemen. Get used to it. Monday, the Rams at Berkmar. Then Thursday, the region tournament starts, and from there, it's do or die every game. Johnson's going for third base, the bunt. Back to the pitcher, they've got him at first, and Jarvis Johnson halfway between third and home. They're going to throw back there and safe, and Jarvis Johnson is ailing at third base, but he nearly cost the Rams there. Took a big turnaround third base on the bunt sacrifice, but the Parkview Panthers keep him there at third base. 2 down now.
Well, I think the Rams had the play on where he was going to go ahead and try to come around and score from second base. Very similar to the suicide squeeze we saw where they scored 2 runs in that game, in the other game, Kevin. But Parkview was too wide awake for it, and the first baseman immediately threw home.
Runner at third, 2 down. Allen with the pitch in the dirt, and Carlson keeps it in front again, 1-0. Todd Carlson's done a magnificent job on the low pitches this afternoon. It'll be up to Luke Allen if the Rams can do anything to try to tie the score here in the 6th. If he cannot, we'll see the 4, 5, and 6 spots in the 7th. Stretch and the 1-0 pitch. He swings, pops one up behind us, 1-1.
There's a huge gap out in right center field. The Panthers don't believe Luke can turn on the ball and drive it. In fact, the right fielder even playing more over towards right field, but a big gap in right center if Luke could get one over the second baseman's head.
1-1. Low, ball 2. Not a lot of room between home plate and the backstop here, at least in comparison to a few places we've been this year. And every once in a while, that runner at third base has to be heads up. You don't automatically score if it gets back to the screen. 2-1 pitch. Allen swings, and it hit the batter's box, then hit him, but he was still in the box. 2-2.
Luke struggling a little bit with the off-speed pitches, and be nice to see him get a fastball like Lane Floyd got, just to drive out of the infield somewhere, just to land down there and tie this game up.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Jarvis Johnson stands at third base. Parkview scored a run in the top of the 6th. That's all the scoring we've had so far. 2-2 pitch, swung on and hit high and hard to center field. Back is Gilbert, still going back. It bounces off the wall. We have a tie ball game. Allen around first, heads for second, safe with a double. Emphatic there as he's clapping the hands, and Jarvis Johnson comes across the plate, congratulated by his Ram teammates. We are tied at 1 apiece.
And believe it or not, Ben Sheeter threw Luke Allen a fastball. Ask and you shall receive, Kevin Holden, they say. And Luke drilled it. You know what's kind of interesting? There's 2 balls hit over the center fielder's head. You wonder how much of a difference if Billy Keppinger's playing center field because of his speed, whether he can go and get them.
Keppinger cannot play center field because of the arm injury, and that's a good point. You might have a much different game because Gilbreth was turning all in several different directions on that one. First pitch low to Chris Middlebrooks. He's 0 for 2, but you know a base hit would put the Rams on top here. Honestly, a wave of tension through this ballpark as the Parkview Panthers scored that first run. I was quite worried, as a lot of people were here, but the Rams have come back to tie it. They tried the pickoff play close to a balk.
Ben Sheeter, in my estimation, has probably balked about 3 times, but with just one base umpire, it's very hard to call it.
Swing and a high one to center field. Gilbreth is under it, though. He's got it. That's out number 3, but the Rams receive the round of applause from the fans as they pick up the big run to tie this score. On the base hit from Luke Allen, the double scores Jarvis Johnson. They did not leave a man on base. As we head to the 7th, tied at 1 from Riverside Park, Newton High School. This is Newton Ram baseball. Exciting as always here on WGFS, AM 1430.
The cellular phone business has become extremely competitive, and it's not unusual to see ads offering free cell phones. What gets the consumer's attention these days is an affordable rate plan. Well, if that's what you're waiting for, then listen up. Right now at East Metro Communications, you can get a free cell phone, no connect fee, and cellular service for $14 per month. And that includes 20 minutes of off-peak airtime. That's right, I said $14 and 20 minutes free off-peak airtime. This offer expires April 30th. So go by East Metro Communications, this area's oldest authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular. They're located a quarter-mile east of Newton General on Highway 278, or give them a call at 786-6796.
Certain restrictions apply, cannot be combined with any other offer.
Tradition and excellence since 1946. That's WGFS, AM 1430, Covington.
Welcome back to Riverside Park, and once again, we're starting all over. This time in the 7th inning, the Rams with a huge run, and they've tied the score here as we head to the 7th inning. Richie Cleary working on a one-hitter. Needs to hold him here, and here the man to get him to hold him is the Holden man, Kevin Holden.
Something like that. Thank you very much, Bill Dolan. You and I talk a lot about high school baseball and how in many ways it's more exciting to see here the kids, the Newton Rams and the other kids from the other teams playing than it is to see the major league teams because of the emotion. And you saw Luke Allen at second base after sliding in with that, or going and standing up with that double. The emotion that he showed. Sometimes better to be here than Atlanta Fulton County Stadium.
And the entire Ram dugout just emptying out, coming down and congratulating Jarvis Johnson after he scored the tying run.
First pitch, a strike to Caleb Smith. I'd like to know how many first pitch strikes at the beginning of an inning Cleary has had. We haven't kept track, but I'll bet it is a bunch. Smith 0 for 2. There's another strike at the knees. Make it no balls and 2 strikes. By the way, Cleary leads off the bottom of the 7th for the Rams. Just thought you might want to know. The wind, the 0-2 pitch outside, ball 1.
And the coach's wife, Mrs. Pat Brassfield, down there with her camera taking some pictures again.
Well, she's picked a good game to take some pictures for. This is one that will be remembered for a long time in these parts. Swinging a pop fly behind a plate. Middlebrooks against the screen, cannot make the play. And had a tough one as that ball hit the screen probably 8 feet up from the ground, which means Middlebrooks had about a 2-foot jump for it.
Chris trying, giving it everything he had, and hopefully he didn't look like he pushed his face into the screen a little bit trying to do that. Fortunately, he appears to be all right. He's a tough kid.
No doubt about it, and he did everything possible to try to get the out there. In fact, that fence down the first baseline leaning a little bit because of a play in an earlier game in which he did the same thing, colliding with the fence. Wind and the pitch up high from Cleary. 2-2, and warming up in the bullpen, Tommy Roche for the Parkview Panthers. And Roche versus Cleary, that's an interesting matchup. Wind and the pitch, a swing and a foul back to the screen, make it 2-2. Cleary hit his home run against the Parkview Panthers, not off of Roche, but off of Ryan Ledden, who was playing third base and came in. But Roche was hit pretty hard by the Rams in the middle innings the last time they were up there. 2-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Good pitch from Cleary, bringing it just off the outside part, his 8th strikeout.
What a great pitch, really fooled the hitter there. And Kevin, there's something, the Parkview Panthers all out of the dugout, and in fact, the one up at the top, almost in the coaching box. I'm really surprised the umpires are letting them be that much out of the dugout.
Yeah, in fact, they're in a line pointing away from the dugout, and as you mentioned, that last one, it is as close as the coach is to the coach's box. First pitch outside to Ryan Ledden.
This is a huge inning for Richie. He really needs to come back unscathed here, and hopefully the Rams can push one across in the bottom.
That one also outside with the fastball, 2-0. Cleary throughout the year has gained strength as he's gone along. He's had a few shaky first innings, but a lot of times he throws as hard in the seventh as in the first, and it looks to be the same here. Middlebrooks gives the signal. The 2-0 pitch is the off-speed, high and tight. So 3 balls, no strikes to Ryan Ledden. He was walked once before by Cleary. Then Cleary struck out Ledden in the fourth. Right-handed batter awaits, open stance, bails out on a lot of pitches. The 3-0 on the way, high and tight, ball 4. Parkview with yet another base runner, and Cleary will have to try to pitch out of it. Runner at first, 1 down.
And you wonder if Parkview might perhaps try to sacrifice again. They've done that on several occasions, trying to get that runner into position. Richie has had several balls go past Chris Middlebrooks back to the backstop, so if you can get the runner over to second and perhaps over to third, they might be able to steal another one. They have not had a base hit since the first inning, and that on a little bloop single. In fact, nothing's really been close. Couple of Ram errors, one Ram error hurt as it led to the only run scored by Parkview.
Just imagine if Easterday is back a few more steps on that ball hit by Carter, we'd be talking about something that the Parkview Panthers just had. It would be the Rams having the no-no at that point. Stretch. Cleary brings it home. Carlson thought about bunting, but takes a strike on the outside part. 0-1.
Cleary, Hires, and Floyd for the Rams in the 7th. Not a bad group to have coming up.
Not at all. Throw to first base, and the runner's back in. Cleary, of course, you know his prowess at the plate. Hires is an improved hitter now out of the number 6 spot. He is much more confident there. And Lane Floyd, of course, drove a double to the center field wall. Carlson pops the bunt up. Cleary tried to make the play, and he tags Carlson out. He tried to make the play on the fly to try to retire the runner for the double play, but Cleary could not make that play, but on one hop he got it and tagged Carlson.
Great effort by Big Richie coming off the mound. He came within probably 6 inches of turning the double play, but then made a good play to go ahead and tag the runner and not have to throw it. That almost a disaster for Parkview, like the play the Braves had the other night where Greg Maddox attempted the suicide squeeze and popped it up in the pitcher with a similar type catch.
Ryan Gilbreth steps to the plate. Runner in scoring position, but 2 down. An error by the third baseman and a walk, the 2 ways that Gilbreth has reached base. Takes one inside here, ball 1. Cleary still got good break on that breaking ball, but that one a little inside. Roche continues to heat up in the pen. We may see the righty in the bottom of the 7th for the Panthers. Swinging a high fly ball to center field. Allen fooled on this. Now back at the track, makes the catch near the wall. Brian Gilbreth, the number 8 batter in the order, gave that one a big ride, but Allen was there to make the play. No runs, no hits, a man left on base. We head for the bottom of the 7th. Sudden death of sorts. We're tied at 1. One more run could give the Rams the sub-region title for 1996. Ram baseball on WGFS, AM 1430.
How do you spend your Saturday mornings? Why not join Bill Dolan and Kevin Holden from 9 to 10 for the Saturday morning Super Trivia Spectacular? That's your chance to win prizes and show your knowledge of trivia right here on WGFS, AM 1430.
At Hardy's Floor Covering and Supplies, we've got you covered with vinyl, wallpaper, carpet, wood, parquet, VCT tile, interior design service, carpet cleaning service, and blinds. They're the largest and most complete carpet store serving Newton, Rockdale, and Morgan counties, Lake Oconee, and surrounding areas. They specialize in residential and commercial flooring. Their professional carpet consultants and interior designer will bring samples to your home, take measurements, and quote you a price all in one visit. Call them, Hardy's Floor Covering and Supplies, 786-9245, 786-9245, or in Madison, 342-3869. 342-3869. Hardy's Floor Covering and Supplies.
Welcome back to Riverside Park. What more can you say about a 1-1 tie as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning? I won't tell you any more, but Kevin Holden sure will. Take it away, Kevin.
Bottom half of the 7th, Bill Dolan, thank you very much. Richie Cleary, first pitch, takes it for a strike on the outside corner. Cleary's 0 for 2. He'll be followed by Hires and Floyd. Floyd has one of the 2 Newton Ram hits, a double. The lefty Sheeter has gone the complete way. Cleary swings, bounces one pitcher, a diving stop toward the third base side. Throws him out at first base. Sheeter, a left-hander, dives over toward third with his delivery, and so he was a step closer to that ball.
Made a good play on it, and if that ball gets past Sheeter, Richie might have been able to beat it out. The shortstop playing very deep with the power hitter up there.
And now here's Stephen Hires. He walked his first time, was caught stealing, then flied out to right. The curveball from Sheeter, and a good pitch, but it stayed up just a little bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. Sheeter has got some great break on that curveball, and here in the 7th, too. There's a strike called inside corner. 1-1.
And Mr. Roche no longer throwing in the bullpen for Parkview.
Ball low on the fastball. Make it 2 balls, 1 strike. We are knotted at 1 from Riverside Park. This is baseball action at its best. The wind, the 2-1 pitch to Hires. Inside, ball 3. The winner of this game will likely be the winner of the championship in Sub-Region 8 Quad A South and the number 1 seed when the region tournament starts next week. 3-1 pitch, line, base hit, left field. Past the third baseman, Ryan Ledden. Hires with the line drive, brings up a lefty against lefty matchup, but it's Lane Floyd coming to the plate.
And that was just a perfect example of zone hitting. Stephen was ahead in the count 3-1, looked for something on the inside part of the plate, got it, turned on it, and just drilled it. That ball almost got past the left fielder. He had to squeeze legs and keep it from going through him.
Now here's Floyd. He's 1 for 2. Got a fastball to drill last time, gets one here, but fouls it back behind us. A ground out his first time, then a double off the fastball of Sheeter, and that one bounced off the center field wall. Brian Gilbreth had some trouble with that, and the ball hit by Luke Allen, and we'd mentioned before that Billy Keppinger, who is sitting on the Parkview sideline, would not have minded being in center field in both those circumstances. Throw to first base, Hires is back in. That was not the best move from Sheeter.
And I think I heard about 4,000 first base coaches yelling back that time so that Stephen got back in time.
A good crowd has shown up for this game, as they should. Pitch, swung on and foul tipped. Carlson hung on to it. So we've got a count now. No balls and 1 strike to Floyd. No balls and 2 strikes to Lane Floyd.
It's hard to believe that Sheeter would throw him another fastball because Lane Floyd has really had trouble with the off-speed stuff.
Stretch, and Sheeter brings home a fastball, and it's past the third baseman, Ledden, a base hit into left field. Well, Bill Dolan, he gave him that fastball that you believed he would not have, and Lane Floyd made him pay.
Well, good job of hitting by Lane. He got a pitch out over the plate, a fastball, and he was able to go with it. Has not been able to time the off-speed pitch or the breaking ball. Why throw him the fastball?
Perhaps that's what the Parkview head coach is about to say. He has called time and walking very, very slowly to the mound to talk with Ben Sheeter. He's going to bring his infield in for a conference. This could be the last game of 1996 at Riverside Park. If the Rams cannot make the state tournament, then this will be the last game of 96. And the Rams honored their senior players at the game here this afternoon, including Britt Mask, Richie Cleary, Chris Middlebrooks, Luke Allen, Bryce Avery, Matt Vaughn, and Jason Lunsford. All 7 of those have contributed tremendously to the Rams' cause this year. And I'm to understand that Newton's JVB East side 4-3, is that
4-3.
correct?
Coach Stanley Allen in the house.
How y'all doing?
That's that voice in the background, unmistakable. Doyle Baker is the hitter. He is 0 for 2, but reached on an error and has a chance to pull some magic off here as he takes one for strike 1. First and second, 1 down, tied at 1, bottom of the 7th.
With 1 out, do you perhaps think sacrifice?
Jarvis Johnson being the next hitter lefty against lefty is the only thing I think that would prevent me from doing that, but then again, Brassfield and I are 2 different people. Pitch low, 2-0.
Plus the fact Doyle has struggled a bit with the stick at late, so anything to get that run across. Anything at all.
It's true. With runners at second and third, a wild pitch, a pass ball, any of those things could get him home, even with 2 out.
The outfield, of course, has to play at regular depth here, so a base hit into the outfield should score Stephen Hires from second base unless it's just ripped.
The wind, runners going, Baker is bunting, but he bunts it foul, popped the ball up and bunted it foul. The pitch was a breaking ball, and he brought the bat down with the ball, and that's how he got under it and popped it up.
Well, I think he actually just kind of still tried to steer it and guide it too much. Instead of just dropping the bat and letting the ball hit the bat, he was trying to force it and punch it out there. You just let the ball hit the bat, and that'll lay down that sacrifice better.
Infielder's way back, so it's the pitcher's job or the catcher's job to make that play, or else Baker would be safe at first base. Time called. Baker steps out. First and second, one down, a pair of singles back-to-back by Hires and Floyd. They stand at second and first, respectively. Baker swings and drills one to right field. On the run is Caleb Smith. It's in front of him for a base hit. The runners had to hold. The throw will not be made. A single from Doyle Baker. 3 in a row, and the Newton Rams have the bases loaded with one out, 90 feet away from being the 8 Quad A South champions.
Now it's truly anything. You're going to probably see the outfielders come in because a fly ball scores the winning run. So far they haven't pulled them in yet. Now they're coming in almost a little league depth here. Anything will score this run.
They're not coming in very far. Now they've all stopped. Stretch first pitch to Jarvis Johnson. Strike called outside corner. Jarvis Johnson with the chance to be another hero for the Newton Rams. They've had their share this year.
And Sheeter really needs the strikeout here. Infield in so close. Any kind of a chop that could get through will score the run.
That one in the dirt. It gets away from Carlson, but he kept it in front, and that could have been the difference in this game. Todd Carlson dove after that ball to keep it in front of him.
As far as that ball bounced away, had Stephen broken immediately, I'm sure he would have scored. But a tough break. It's one of those where you got to go the minute it hits the dirt. But like you, base hit, balk, error, wild pitch.
Stretch, the 2-1 pitch to Johnson. Up high, ball 3. One more, and Jarvis Johnson, without having to swing, will become the hero of this game, and one of the picks, at least, perhaps, for the WGFS player of the game. Stretch, the 3-1 pitch to Johnson. Swings, lines it foul. Full count 3-2, and Sheeter laid in a nice pitch for Johnson.
Kind of surprised that he didn't have the take sign, but I guess it was a pitch that he had to throw over the middle of the plate, and once again he has to throw one over the middle of the plate, so Jarvis just has to make sure it's a strike. Don't swing at something that's not.
Stretch, the full count pitch, swung on, base hit left field. The Newton Rams are the champions of 8 Quad A South. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rams, a mob scene at home plate. The base hit from Jarvis Johnson. He's being congratulated, pulled up by Chris Middlebrooks, who has got him 6-8 inches off the ground. Cleary the same way. Now all the Rams down the first baseline, congratulating Jarvis Johnson. Sends the folks home happy, a 2-1 victory. One of the most exciting games that we've seen here probably since the state playoffs. In fact, it's very reminiscent. Both times when the Rams were here in the state playoffs in '94, singles in the 7th inning of the 3rd game gave the Rams the win. A single in the 7th here puts them on top and gives them the championship of 8 Quad A South.
In a game they struggled, they stayed tough. Key play in the game you probably got to think is the ringing double by Luke Allen that got them tied to where they could come back and win it here. But Jarvis Johnson ripped it. Clean single, no doubt about it. Good job of hitting. Of course, he knew he was going to get a pitch to hit. He couldn't lose. He's either going to get a fastball that he can drill or it's going to be ball 4, and he drives in the winning run either way. And Sheeter, of course, not wanting to overthrow, gave him a pitch. He just waylaid it into left field.
One huge, giant, enormous run, 4 hits, no errors. The Rams left 3 men on base. They could leave 90. They wouldn't care. The Rams win this game 2-1, and they sit atop 8 Quad A South for 1996. The Parkview Panthers, Bill, played a tremendous game here. They'll be the number 2 seed, more than likely, going into the tournament, and this Parkview Panther team played a tremendous game. You can't take anything away from the performance of Ben Sheeter, but when it was time in the 6th and 7th for the clutch hits, just like 2 years ago, it was the Rams who were there.
And a person you'd like to see lead off with the base hit, the guy that started, Stephen Hires. And then Lane Floyd with another base hit. Lane Floyd with a good game, 2 hits. And Doyle Baker coming up big after failing on the sacrifice attempt. Got that ball just to drop in front of the right fielder. It was so close that there was almost a force out at second base because the runners weren't able to take off. Fortunately, as the right fielder dove for it, he kicked away from him a little, allowing the Rams to have the bases loaded. And then Jarvis Johnson with his hardest shot you'll ever see in the left field to drive home the winning run.
The outfielders were in almost at Little League depth, but the ball still bounced in front of Dwayne Jones, and when it happened, the Ram third base dugout exploded and came out to home plate to congratulate the runner scoring Stephen Hires, but then the next thing they did, and I think it was a nice move, all of them going down that first base line and picking up Jarvis Johnson on their shoulders to lift him off as he was the hero this afternoon.
Absolutely. Now you think, do the Rams let down as they go to Berkmar? I say they don't. Here's 2 reasons why. Number 1, they owe Berkmar. That's the only loss in the sub-region they got. They know they can beat Berkmar. Number 2, a Newton Ram team has never won 20 games in the regular season. The Rams can do it if they beat Berkmar on Monday.
That is a distinct possibility. Remember that it was a 2-1 game last time around, Jason Lunsford losing to the Berkmar Patriots. And speaking of revenge, take a guess on who'll be starting for the Rams on Monday.
Probably Jason Lunsford.
It is a good possibility. Luke Allen could start for the Rams, but my money would be on Jason Lunsford. I have a feeling that's who Joe Brasfield will be pitching in that game.
By doing that, by pitching Jason, that would leave Richie and Luke both ready to go in Thursday, Friday games, because more than likely the Rams in the region playoffs will play both Thursday and Friday. And if they can win both of those, then they get to sit back and wait for a while.
That's exactly right, and we'll see if that can happen in about a week. But the Rams have taken the first step, ladies and gentlemen, and one of the truly most exciting games we've had here in the 1990s, the Rams 2-1 over the Parkview Panthers. We're going to wrap things up here from Riverside Park right after this. Ram baseball, 8 Quad A South champions, and number 6 in the state, and you're hearing them live on WGFS, AM 1430.
The Toro Wheel Horse XL Series lawn tractors have a lot of big features, and one small one, the price. For as little as $1,499 at Coast to Coast Home and Auto, you could be driving one this season. These Toro Wheel Horse lawn tractors are available with tilt steering, step-through design, and recycler mowing decks. Some have shiftless hydrostatic drive transmissions, and Toro Wheel Horse stands behind these tractors with their 2-year total coverage guarantee. Get the details at Coast to Coast Home and Auto today. Has there ever been a better time to buy a Toro Wheel Horse tractor or riding mower? Here at Coast to Coast Home and Auto, we say the answer is no. Why? Because right now, qualified buyers can purchase any Toro riding mower or tractor with no money down, no payments, and no interest until October 1st, 1996. Take advantage of our special limited time offer at Coast to Coast Home and Auto, where we have a complete line of Toro Wheel Horse riding mowers. No money down, no payments, and no interest till next October. But hurry, this offer ends May 31st.
Aside from choosing the right home, it's important to choose the right mortgage loan. At Newton Federal Savings and Loan, we're putting today's low rates together with prompt hometown service in offering special construction perm loans with one-time closing, conventional and balloon mortgages, and more. And servicing of your loan remains right here, too. Newton Federal Savings and Loan, 3175 Highway 278, Covington. FDIC insured and equal housing lender.
Did you know that termites cause more damage to homes annually than fires, floods, and natural disasters combined? To protect your home from termites and other pests, call Cleary Exterminating, 786-4937. They'll send them packing. Termites and beetles, fleas, rats and mice, roaches and ants. Commercial or residential, we can help get rid of what bugs you. Call Cleary Exterminating on Highway 278 in Covington, 786-4937. At Cleary Exterminating, we make mouse calls.
It's spring fever at Mayfield Ace Hardware. Just check out these great prices for all your spring cleaning and gardening. Corona 21-inch hedge shears or Corona 24-inch bypass lopper, your choice, just $19.96. An Ace spring rake, $7.96. A Garden Weasel cultivator garden claw, $34.96. An Ace folding pruning saw, just $5.97. Or an Ace bypass lopper, just $19.97. It's spring fever at Mayfield Ace Hardware, your headquarters for spring cleaning and gardening. Mayfield Ace Hardware on the square in Covington.
You're listening to Atlanta Braves Baseball on your local news and information leader, WGFS AM 1430, Covington.
And welcome back to Riverside Park. We'll be listening to Braves Baseball in mere moments here on WGFS. Meanwhile, it's Newton Ram Baseball. Rams 2-1 victors and the champions of 8 Quad A South region, 8 Quad A South Baseball. The Rams on top of this 7-team region, now with a record of 10-1 in sub-region play, 19-4 overall. They get two runs, 6 hits, 3 errors. Kind of crucial there. They left 4 men on base. Cleary gets the win, going 7 innings, facing 26 batters, 1 unearned run, 1 hit. One of the best games he's pitched against a Parkview team that is very tough and a good hitting team. So give him quite a bit of credit there. He walked. How many did he walk? I didn't run the total. 4, and then he struck out 8. For the Parkview Panthers, 1 run, 1 hit. 2 errors. They left 4 men on base. The loser, Ben Sheeter. It's unfortunate that Sheeter had to lose this game. He gave up 4 straight base hits to end the game, some of them because of situational baseball and Parkview making some adjustments. But before that, only 2 hits. He struck out a combined total of 5 batters and only walked a couple and pitched a tremendous game against the Newton Rams. But in the end, the Rams victorious. And Bill, we have a little special arrangement for the player of the game.
Well, due to the unfortunate problems of my flight arrangements on Monday where I was unable to be at the Rockdale game, that opens something up. We have an extra player of the game to give, and in this case, it's well-deserved. We're going to give co-players of the game. Number 1, you've got to go with Richie Cleary. How can you pitch a one-hitter, give up 1 unearned run against a team of the caliber of Parkview? Richie Cleary, tremendous job. And co-player of the game, we might still be playing if it weren't for Jarvis Johnson. Jarvis had the walk and scored the tying run in the 6th inning on the double by Luke Allen, and then drove in the game winner in a critical situation in the 7th inning. So Jarvis Johnson and Richie Cleary, our co-players of the game from WGFS AM 1430. Congratulations on a super job, and kudos to the entire team for hanging in there, and a great job of coaching also by Coach Joe Brasfield.
Certainly so, and you get to sign those certificates, which are good for pizzas at Domino's Pizza, which we give to our players of the game, as well as some certificates that we give to them. Well, we have had a tremendous afternoon here at Riverside Park, and it's come out good if you're a Newton Ram fan, as the Rams go to 19-4 and 10-1 in sub-region play. Parkview falls to 11-4, 9-2 in sub-region play, but they'll be the number 2 seed once the region tournament comes around. Before we send it to Atlanta Braves baseball, one quick note, and we might want to go over this for just a second, Bill, the matchups possible for the region tournament. We know this much now. Number 1 on the south side is Newton, and number 2 on the south side is Parkview. And they take 3 teams from both the north and south sub-regions. Right now, Winder and Berkmar both have a chance. Of course, Winder has to win out the rest of their games, meaning they have to win today and Monday. And the Rams have to beat the Berkmar Patriots for that to happen. So that game, Monday, will be a big one for the Berkmar Patriots, because if they lose, they're out of the region tournament.
That is a big game, and you know they're going to come out playing hard against Newton. But like I said a few moments ago, the Rams have 2 very good reasons to come out and beat Berkmar. Actually, 3 reasons, because you got to look at that momentum. Right now, the Rams on a 6-game winning streak. Wouldn't you like to go into the tournament on a 7-game winning streak instead of a 1-game loss? Last year, the Rams faltered a little bit at the end of the season. They didn't go into the tournament as fully confident as they should have. They had this heartbreaking loss to Berkmar and also to Brookwood and a few other games that we think they should have won. But now they can go in with a 20-win season, first time ever in regular season, and be on a 7-game winning streak and pay Berkmar back.
And as far as the north side is concerned, we don't have the final totals in as far as who the 3 teams that will make the region tournament from the north side, but I can tell you this. The Heritage Patriots lost to the Norcross Blue Devils a few days ago, and it looks like this is what the region tournament standings will be from the north side. This is not set in stone, but the South Gwinnett Comets look to probably have the number 1 seed locked up on the north side. Other teams that have a chance, Heritage looks like they'll probably be the number 2 seed. Another team, Norcross, has another shot there, as does Central Gwinnett. But those are the teams that are in the running right now, and it looks as though South Gwinnett has shored up the 1 seed. And so the Rams could play the Norcross Blue Devils. They could play the Black Knights of Central Gwinnett High School, possibly even the Heritage Patriots in the first game of the region tournament, but we know this much. They'll take on whoever is the number 3 seed from the north side because the Rams have clinched the number 1 seed on the south.
And that was a big win to do it today. Had the Rams lost today, they still would have had an outside chance to where they could have won it, but you know they prefer winning it by running into it full tilt and not backing into it. Just a tremendous job by the Rams to clinch that first place. Like I said, they could have won it had they beat Berkmar Monday and Parkview lost one more game since the Rams had beaten Parkview by such a wide margin. So in 2 complete games, Parkview scores 1 unearned run off of the Newton Ram pitching staff. That has to weigh on them rather heavily going into playoff time. This year, the Rams feel like they have the edge over Parkview, whereas last year when the Rams had to play Parkview, you could see they were not a team that was very confident. And they played a good game, but lost 1-0 in the playoffs to them. This year, I think it's the other way around. Parkview has to feel a little bit snake-bitten, and they haven't been able to hit 2 Ram pitchers.
And it's possible, in fact, quite possible, that these 2 teams will meet again in the playoffs. So watch for all these things to take place when the region tournament begins. Next Thursday is when it starts, April 25th at Clark Central High School. Bill, let's not make this the last time we're here in 1996. Please, let's not.
Let's come back for the state playoffs, Kevin Holden. We had a ball 2 years ago bringing all the excitement of we had 2 series as home series here with 2 games, and the Rams were just fantastic.
This is another even-numbered year, so I think the Rams would start at home again in 96. We'll see if it happens. For Bill Dolan, for Todd Q. Chapman, our executive producer, and a cast of thousands at Riverside Park, this is Kevin Holden reporting. The 8 Quad A South champion Rams 2, the Parkview Panthers 1. We join Atlanta Braves baseball. Braves and the San Diego Padres.